hole.
What?
You put your fist up the wrong hole.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that.
Get it out of there.
Going in again.
Okay, good. Stay on my ass.
Just go up from where you are. The good news is your prostate is completely healthy.
Horns up, metalheads. It's time once again for another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. We've made it into the month of May. And have you seen any Mayflowers, brother?
No, I haven't even been outside lately.
No, you haven't?
No,
beautiful.
it's finally nice out. Yeah, no, I need to go out and hang out. But
Get out there in your thong and get some tan line going.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It'll
I'm
make,
sure
it'll
my
make
neighbors,
for better pictures.
Neighbors would appreciate that.
I
I'll do it out in the
neighbors.
front. I'll do it out in the front yard, on
There
the
you
driveway,
go.
right out at the end there.
Right out the end of the driveway, yeah. Just kind of sit out there, maybe get one of them foil things. You can get some sun on your face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little extra radiation wouldn't hurt.
There, yeah, it wouldn't hurt anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, partner?
I'm doing all right. Getting sick of being around doing nothing, but hey.
Just doing your duty, man. I get it. I understand. I know. It's like weird. It's like I was talking to my wife. I'm like, I don't think besides when Jerry moved to Portland in the 13 years that I've known him or 15 years that I've known him, I don't think I've not seen him in a 2-month period.
No, because we were always doing our show on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm missing you, dude.
Yeah, it is
it
kind of weird.
doesn't smell the same in here.
I bet it doesn't.
There's like only half as much smoke in here.
Exactly, and it's like a college dorm room over there in the hookah lounge, and I bet it probably does smell a lot better. Probably a lot healthier for you to be in there right now.
Yeah, because I'd be worried about you doing those drive-by dustings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the crop dusting. I understand. Hey, on this week's show, dude, did you ever really listen to White Lion back in the day?
Only what I saw on MTV back in the day when they had that and they played videos. Yeah, that Wait song just burned me out, and it was like, man, they play this thing every half hour. But I always liked their guitar player. His guitar solos, I could listen to him play guitar forever. But yeah, the songs were okay. They had some good songs, I like that version of Radar Love they did. And the singer's good.
Too, dude,
I mean, they're
if
all
you think
good.
about it, there's a lot of people that think More Than Words and Wholehearted are the best songs from Extreme, and they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So
MTV ruined a lot of bands, man. I don't care.
Yeah, they helped them and then they ruined them at the same time. They got them known for one song.
Yeah, like Jenny Lane on it says, I really don't want to be known as the cherry pie guy.
Yeah.
And that might have been one of the worst songs he wrote. But Mike-Tramp's been doing solo work since, 99, I think he's told me. Over 20 years doing solo work. And I was going through some of it. Man, there's some great music there.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And he's got a new album out called Second Time Around. It just was released on Friday. And we're going to talk to Mike-Tramp in the second hour, talk to him about that. We've got News of the Weird. We got also Talking Real Metal. And I got a conspiracy theory I want to talk to you about since you're such a Scorpions fan. I think
okay.
I want your opinion on this, okay?
All right, sure.
All right, so let's kick the show off in high gear with another love ballad.
I'll put my thinking cap on.
Yeah, please do, that foil one.
Yeah.
Let's kick the show off with a love ballad from Cowboys from Hell. Here's the title track. It's the Mighty Mighty Pantera on Rock and Metal Revival. From their album Busted Nut, there's Tesla and A Lot to Lose on Rock and Metal Revival. It's cool having Jeff Keith on the show last week.
That one could have used some cowbell.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, that one needed some cowbell.
They all, according to Jeff, anything's better with cowbell.
Yeah, I have to agree with him. But yeah that was a good interview he had with him.
What's that?
That was a good interview you had with him last week.
He was fun to talk to, man. I've met Jeff backstage probably 5 or 6 times, and I always had a great conversation with him, but never, you know how those go.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? I'm Red, blah, blah, blah. Oh, nice to meet you, Red. Click. Thanks for coming on the show. Bye.
Can I finish
it.
putting my pants on before we shake hands?
Yeah, exactly. But it was nice to talk to him. He's a good dude. And, man, I always have loved that band, man. The first time I saw him at Summerfest, I think it was 87. And they were
right
on
off the bat, that modern-day cowboy.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, that's awesome. And they haven't let me down yet, man.
No, and they've kept the same formula, man. They haven't changed. You know what I mean? They didn't go to a grunge sound, or they just kept being Tesla, man. That's what I respect about them. Earlier we were talking about a conspiracy theory, and since it has to do with one of your favorite bands, I want to throw it out to you, okay? Now, I know you haven't heard about this, so I want to throw this to you.
Okay.
Get your opinion. Now, the Scorpions had a huge hit in the early 90s with that song Wind of Change.
That ruined them.
Which I know you love that song.
That ruined them.
Yeah, which is about the Soviet Union was changing and the opening up at the time.
Yeah, Gorbachev was kind of releasing, easing up.
Easing up a little bit. Cold War was ended. It was supposedly written by lead singer Klaus Meine, who was inspired by how much different Russia seemed between gigs there in 88 and 89. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I say supposedly because there are people who believe it was actually written by the CIA as Cold War propaganda. And now there's an 8-part podcast coming out that tries to determine if it's true.
8 parts?
Yeah.
Wow. They really... How long are the parts? Like 2 minutes? Because, really?
I'm dead serious on this, dude. It's called Wind of Change, and it's hosted by a guy named Patrick Keefe, an investigative journalist from the New Yorker magazine.
Okay.
Yeah, he says, quote, I've had so much fun pursuing this crazy story over the course of a year, exploring the dark byways of the Cold War history, and doing nearly 100 interviews in 4 countries with rockers and spies. I can't wait to share it with the world. So there's spies on here too.
I heard Ronald Reagan wrote the guitar solo. He played it. He played it on a piano with one finger. He played it on a piano for him. Showed him how to play it. Yeah, I totally believe it. Yeah, of course.
I could totally believe that because that song pretty much killed the Scorpions.
It did, because then it was such a huge hit that they thought, oh, wow, we got to let Klaus write more ballads. And they started putting ballads all over the place, thinking they were just, that was it. And they got away from their whole hard rock thing, man. And it cost them a lot of fans.
Do you think Rudolf Schenker knew that the CIA wrote that song for Klaus Meine?
He's okay as long as he still gets the royalties for it. He doesn't care who actually did it, I guess.
I really want to get Rudolf Schenker on the show right now and ask him that question.
Yeah.
I'd like to get Michael Schenker on the show and ask him that question.
Man, wow. Okay,
oh,
8
man,
parts, huh? 8 parts,
yeah.
Wow, I got to check that out, man.
Check that out. It's called Wind of Change, and it is by Patrick Keefe, Keefe, and I know you like the Keefe.
All right. Yeah, that's good stuff, man, if you use it right. Man.
So, hey, this past week was the 40th anniversary of the release of the album Heaven and Hell.
Oh.
And what a great album from Black
Sabbath.
Sabbath.
Love that album, man. Yes. Front
to
that's
back. One band,
great album.
it was 2 totally different bands, kind of like Van Halen. There was the Dio Sabbath and the Ozzy Sabbath.
I appreciate the Ozzy Sabbath, but I really love the Dio Sabbath. Just those couple albums they did at the beginning, Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell were just stellar.
Exactly. Some great stuff. And so in tribute to the release of that album 40 years ago, now I'm feeling old as hell, here is Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, why not 4 years ago?
Okay, we'll
4
go with that.
times 10. 4 years ago times 10. That makes it sound a little easy, because then you have to do math and you feel a little younger. Cause you
feel a little younger,
and you're doing something.
All right, well, here's Sabbath on Rock and Metal Revival. There's the latest from Vandenberg. It's called Freight Train on Rock and Metal Revival. That album's called 2020. That's pretty original.
Another new song from Vandenberg. That's like 2 weeks in a row or something.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to get them on the show. I'd love to get Adrian Vandenberg on the show.
Yeah, I want to talk to him too, though. Damn, this sucks.
Well, you know what? Anytime you want, I could set the interview up and you can do it yourself, kind of like on your end if you want.
Yeah, well, we might have to do that on some of these guitar players.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I missed asking them stupid guitar questions.
Well, it is time once again for our news of the weird, and with this pandemic going on, there is plenty of weird stuff going on. This story comes from London, where a London resident and tattoo artist, his name is Chris Woodhead, has regularly been getting inked since the time he turned 18, but the dad-to-be took his skin-deep love to the next level when he was forced into lockdown due to the coronavirus.
Oh.
And we're not talking about sleeves here. We're talking head-to-toe design.
Whoa.
Yeah. He goes,
What?
I started tattooing myself every day to create some kind of structure for these aimless days that he's going through.
Okay.
And he said the 33-year-old fan of U.S. punk rock tells the Post in London, I feel special that my body is evolving so much through this process. I will continue until I run out of space completely. And that's not totally unfathomable because Woodhead already has almost 1,000 tattoos.
And he did he does them, or does he get them done somewhere?
Well, these 40 that he's done since the coronavirus started, he did himself.
Oh, okay. With just a needle and a thing and a pen he broke open, and he's got that.
They're prison tabs.
Oh, jeez.
He said his remaining amount of reachable skin is pretty much virgin skin, so I'm guessing he's probably down around the taint area.
What are you going to put there? A Bret Michaels picture.
Or Vince Neil. Yeah.
There you go. That would work good.
That would be a good spot.
Yeah.
He says, if I'm truly honest, I look ridiculous. I look like a piece of blue cheese. He said, there's still very little space that I can actually reach. He's saving at least a few spots to honor his new child. His wife, Emma, who's in isolation with him, is due in January.
Ooh,
July. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Due in July.
Man, that's a lot of tattoos.
You might want to, if you're going to put your kid's name on, you might want to save a spot where you can actually show it.
Yeah, and if you have other kids, coming up, you have more kids playing, got to save some space for those too. Yeah.
There is no kid in their right mind that wants their name tattooed on their dad's taint. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's not the area you'd probably do that. No.
All right. Our next one is the only way this story gets topped is if a guy named Pepe Le Pew is busted this week. Get this, a 35-year-old guy in Georgia. His real name, Jerry, I'm God honest, his name is Speedy Gonzalez.
No way.
Yeah,
he
just got arrested. He
That's all I know.
Just got arrested after several months on the run, and yes, Speedy Gonzalez is his legal name.
How'd they catch him? You can't catch Speedy unless he wants to be caught.
Cops had been looking for him since late January after he stole more than $3,000 worth of checks from a guy's mailbox. They've been tracking him since March and finally arrested him this past Saturday after a cop pulled him over in his car. It's not clear if he tried to outrun them or not, because if he did, they'd have never caught him.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. He's facing, this is no lie, these guys facing forgery, identity fraud, and theft by deception. He also has outstanding warrants in Georgia and Alabama under his God-given name of Speedy Gonzalez. Now, what kind of parent names their kid Speedy?
Someone whose last name is Gonzalez. and who grew up watching those cartoons. But yeah, that's okay.
That'd be like if Steve Jobs named his kid Hand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or what's
and last but not
Wile
least,
E. Coyote. Super genius.
Super genius. And last but not least, there's a survey out right now, Jerry, and we love some surveys around here.
Oh, yeah.
Someone did a semi-scientific survey on a question online, and the question was, has anyone ever flashed you their junk in public?
Okay.
How many people do you think said yes?
I got no clue, dude. Like
almost 20% of the people, over the 1,000 people that were surveyed, said yes, someone had flashed their junk to them. That's 200 people out of 1,000.
Yikes, folks! Really? Okay.
Yeah, the survey only asked about below the belt. So, like ladies flipping out their tatas, that doesn't count.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.